This seemed to be a game without any enemies whatsoever, but then sick people from the internet came in, as always trying to ruin everything. Pragmata was shaping up to be a perfect recipe for success. It's a new IP, which is very rare given the current state of industry where everyone is afraid to step even slightly outside established boundaries and labels. A feel-good relationship between the main characters, the kind that activates the same neurons as scrolling through photos of cute otters online. Very good optimization, even on weaker PCs like mine. And finally, great reviews both on Metacritic and on Steam. Some people liked it more, others less, that's normal. But there are people who, as always, had to project their problems onto this game, who couldn't survive even a minute without their ragebait comments. This will be a video from a tired person, so I hope you enjoy it. Let's get into it. Pragmata tells the story of a man trying to escape a space station together with an advanced android, Diana, who in this story is a little girl. During the game, we build a closer bond between the characters through fighting together and giving Diana earthly gifts. So it's no surprise that many social media posts boil down to people discovering a maternal or paternal instinct in themselves, even if, for example, they are not in a relationship. And some people even had a wholesome reaction like this.
Thanks for talking to me all the time.
Did she give me a gift?
Ta-da!
Is this supposed to be when we first boarded the tram?
Uh-huh. I drew it.
Pragmata is not an exception or the only game with a similar theme. Many years ago, The Walking Dead by Telltale Games did exactly the same, where as Lee we take care of a girl named Clementine. Then there was The Last of Us, then God of War, and then in the meantime world slowly started going in the wrong direction. Because of course social media had to produce hate towards Diana, specifically toward her sexualization. Suddenly Pragmata stopped being a game about a father and daughter relationship and became a battle for normality. In the depths of the internet, two groups formed, both of which I despise for different reasons. The most commonly cited example is this person's post on Twitter. The guy literally complained that he couldn't look under Diana's jacket and, quoting, missed the times when you could look under girls' panties in video games. Disgusting. Fortunately, after messages like that, the account was first blocked by creators of Pragmata and shortly after by Twitter itself. The absolute bare minimum is not giving such people a platform to publish their disturbing posts, but if you ask me,
right to jail.
As usual, rage baiters also joined in. That's people who write similar things just to provoke anger in others, or at least I prefer to think that they are rage baiters for my own peace of mind. These cases triggered an avalanche of posts from people, only a small portion of whom I suspect actually cared about the situation. Because most of the hate was directed at people who simply praised the game, not the actual cases like the one mentioned earlier. After all, it's standard on social media to make everything related to traditional family and men look disgusting. Even a funny video gets twisted into an alleged anti-marriage message. Or I remember this clip of a father sitting in a restaurant with his daughter, which also received a lot of hate towards the father, portraying him as the bad guy. Just why? Maybe for pure hype and satisfaction, or maybe just from negative experiences brought from home. We'd have to enter these people's homes to find out, and I would like to avoid that. I like my life clean, but all we have are their tweets. For example, if you think this game is cute, your hard drive should be checked, which of course is written by a person posting anime girls dressed as cats. Pragmata makes you want to become a parent? Great, your PDF file, because only Death Stranding is allowed to do that for some reason, and that garbage gets 1,000 likes. But that's far from over.
Funny how y'all only have paternal instincts for a child with a model woman's face plastered on it. Make her look like an actual child and see if those instincts kick in the same. The game openly caters to PDFs.
So let me get this straight, by making the character less childlike compared to the obviously AI generated example, the game is supposedly made for PDF files? That's a remarkable example of self-own. And if you don't know what to write but you have to join this hate train, just say the face is creepy and she doesn't behave like a child anyway. 15k likes, time to play CSGO or something. Especially since it's written by someone who obviously doesn't have children, so they probably don't even know how a real child behaves. But they do know how an animal behaves and apparently claim it's a one-to-one similarity. Or even better, someone compares an android child to a Nurgling think, first time I heard what that even is, then says it doesn't speak or behave like that thing anyway, but walks barefoot, so it's a game for PDF files. Makes a lot of sense. That's not all, but before we get to the most clinical cases, let's take a breather to leave a sub and like, and look at this AI generated graphic. Ready?
If you're a right-wing gamer, you're a PDF file.
Congratulations! No, it doesn't matter what you play, your favorite game could be Tetris. They quickly managed to diagnose an entire group of players. Are there Nobel Prizes in psychology?
It's kinda evil how Marathon gets called a flop for doing those numbers, but Pragmata doesn't because the PDF file right-wingers wanna freak a robot child.
Ignoring the mental problems in the last part, isn't Marathon an extraction shooter focused on high activity from players, while Pragmata is a 13-hour single-player game that can be realistically finished within a few days? Such a comparison only makes sense if you have absolutely no understanding of games. Or brain.
I feel like this girl character is an objectification of the idealized child. She is pulled right from the patriarchal white supremacist imagination. The perfect pure white girl child that must be protected so she can produce the next white generation.
First of all, I hope that my neighbors will not call police after hearing me record. And second, I don't even know how to comment on this. Every victim card has been played. Anyone has a bingo? She looks exactly like that meme.
Why they made her so hot and freakable? Oh my god.
Why is that the first thing you think of? People have really creepy thoughts if they see a little girl and the first thing they imagine is some hyper-sexualized disturbing image. But besides making things up, you can also lie, like this person claiming that
childless men do not have parental instincts the way that childless women have maternal instincts. Men first experience paternal instincts once they have their own children, and typically those paternal instincts are only ever felt for their own children and no one else's. Men are not nurturers. Men don't gush over cute kids in public. Men don't have baby fever. If a man wants to possess a child for any reason other than it being a product of his own lineage, he's likely a predator.
even the Institute of Made-Up Data called to say they want nothing to do with her. For your information, men also have paternal instincts, and when they experience it depends on empathy and personality, not on what some woman on the internet says. Then she moves into cultural stereotypes that men are not gushing over cute kids or something like this. And you know where it comes from? From women like her seeing a caring man and calling him a PDF file, which she proves herself later by calling all such men predators. You could say the trash took itself out. And everyone knows that everything in that tweet is a lie, but of course that person will never admit it. And if you think it's just Twitter post, there was also an official article on The Gamer titled "Gaming Cannot Allow Pragmata's Diana Fan Club to Flourish." As the author writes, I haven't played Pragmata yet, wow, because I'm a bit tired of stories where men adopt little girls and try to prove their masculinity by protecting them. So you're telling me that literally this person haven't even played the game, but wrote an entire article saying you shouldn't be a fan of it, and that when a man does something virtuous, it's only to show his masculinity. What a nasty woman. Oh wait, it's not even a woman, it's a transgender person. Another one hating on men, huh? Classic. But you know where you can find more people like this? On Reddit, the capital of the modern audience. There are several controversies surrounding Pragmata, starting with disappearing posts on the PlayStation subreddit, but that can be easily explained by the rules, so to stay objective, I can't sign off on that drama. However, an interesting fact is that one of the 3 Pragmata subreddits was banned for sharing suggestive content involving minors. The issue, however, is different than it might seem. One of the moderators of the Pragmata subreddit shared a story that people with profiles full of lolly content, so basically female characters deliberately stylized to look like children apparently, because I don't go to Reddit so I don't really know that, were invited to moderate it. Posts he removed because they were sexualized were restored by other moderators to the point where one of them was eventually removed directly by a Reddit employee. Do you understand how absurd this situation is? Reddit, known for left-leaning content and related drama, bans one of its own subreddits and the blame is put on the white right-wing men. The only thing missing here is any logic whatsoever, especially since the developers created a crying Diana emote called Cryana, and you won't guess what the enlightened modern audience associated it with. Of course, PDF files, because supposedly they used a similar emote as a meme. As a result, Reddit started removing any posts mentioning that emote. I even came across a very informative post. I'm genuinely scared of people who look at that emote and first thing they think of is PDF content. You won't believe it, but most people with iPhones have that emote on their phone. I know who you are, iPhone users. And finally, you can't miss a terrorist fanboy and connoisseur of electrocuting dogs in one. Hassan Piker, who without hesitation called all players who like the game losers and incels who shouldn't think about such things because they'll never be with a woman. But I will let him voice his opinions.
Right? If you're a fucking lonely gamer who has never been around a woman and will never have sex with a woman, why do you care? Like, why do you care about having children or like riding for having children? Like, if they changed hot Cheetos, if they changed the recipe of hot Cheetos, if they changed the recipe of like, I don't know, Dr. Pepper or something, and you fucking freaked out about that, that makes sense, right?
Pragmata proves that the internet is full of people who hate normality and will try to discredit it at any cost so that only games appealing to them will remain. It's really tiring that presenting something normal can get you judged by people whose minds are only filled with the worst thoughts. Personally, I'm having a great time with Pragmata and I would like to congratulate its studio. The story resonates with me and the gameplay loop, while maybe repetitive for some, it's perfectly sufficient for those 13 hours. And if someone claims the gameplay is boring, they'd have to say the same thing about the entire Mass Effect trilogy, so I'm not interested in that person's opinion. I also kinda suspect that Pragmata will at least get nominated for sound design. Thanks a lot for watching this video till the end, because recently I had a few bigger videos that got more attention and I'm really grateful for that. I hope that you had a good time, but I'm not sure the fun is the right word here. What do you think about this Pragmata drama? As always, the comments are yours and the likes are mine, so leave one under my video and I'll see you in the next one. For now, bye bye.